The Predator's design is much like Acer's other gaming notebooks, black with a red stripe on each side of the Predator logo. The lid is made of black plastic that has a bit of give when you press down on it. That's a shame, because the 15-inch version we reviewed had a metal lid. Opening the lid reveals the 17.3-inch, 1080p display framed by a thick bezel with both the Predator logo in its usual spot on the bottom and Acer's own logo on the top left. Just like in its other gaming notebooks, Acer really needs to ditch this second logo and let the Predator logo stand alone. You never see an Asus logo on an RAW computer or a Dell logo on an Alienware machine. The sides of the laptop are lined with a wide variety of ports to plug in external hard drives, peripherals and monitors. On the left are a Kensington lock slot, an Ethernet port, a USB 3.0 port, an HDMI output, a USB 3.0 port and an SD card reader. The right is sparser, just the headphone jack, a pair of USB 2.0 ports and the power jack. The 17.3-inch, 1080p display on the Predator is nice and bright, with solid colors. When I watched the trailer for Molly's game, the green poker tables were so vivid I felt like I was in a Vegas casino. And the details were so sharp that I could make out every sequin on Jessica Chastain's dress. When I played Mass Effect, Andromeda, I could see my alien enemies even in a dark cavern in their base, and the blue skies on foreign planets were bright and clear. The Predator's keyboard has a deep 1.6 mm of travel, but it doesn't feel as snappy as I like. It requires 70 grams of actuation to press down, which resulted in a comfortable keystroke that didn't pop up fast enough, which could be an issue for gaming. On the 10fastfingers.com typing test, I reached 107 words per minute, my usual average, but with a 4% error rate, twice what I usually get wrong. Other laptops in this price range, like the Strix, have keyboards with full RGB backlighting, so it's disappointing to see Acer settle exclusively for red. The WASD keys are highlighted in red, which is a nice touch, but being able to pick any color I want with the backlight would be even nicer. Although I appreciate that Acer jammed a number pad on here, the arrow keys and right shift key are way too close together, and it's easy to hit the wrong one. If there's one thing to say about the Predator's speakers, it's that they're nice and loud. When I listened to Dua Lipa's New Rules, the song immediately filled our lab with clear vocals, guitars, drums and horns, though the bass was hard to make out. With an overclockable NVIDIA GeForce GTX 1060 GPU and 6GB of dedicated memory, the Predator can deliver fast, smooth gameplay and decent VR experiences. When I booted up Mass Effect Andromeda, the game ran at 60 frames per second flat at 1080p and ultra settings as Ryder and his crew battled alien forces to take over their base. On the rise of the Tomb Raider benchmark, 1080p, very high, the Predator chugged along at 59 FPS, surpassing the desktop replacement average, 52 FPS, the Leopard Pro, 33 FPS, GTX 1060, and the Strix, 22 FPS, GTX 1050Ti. Our configuration of the Predator came armed with a 2.8 GHz Intel Core i7-7700HQ CPU, 16 GB of RAM and a 512 GB M.2 SATA SSD. That's plenty of power for multitasking. I had 30 tabs open in Chrome, including an episode of Last Week Tonight with John Oliver streaming in 1080p, all without any lag. As far as gaming notebooks go, the Predator lasts a decent amount of time on a charge. It endured for 536 on the laptop mag battery test, which browses the web continuously over Wi-Fi. That's more than an hour longer than the desktop replacement average, 423, more than twice as long as the Leopard Pro, 232, but just a tad longer than the Strix, 525. During regular use, the Predator stayed nice and cool, thanks in part to its metal raw blade 3D fan and 5 heat pipes. After streaming 15 minutes of HD video from YouTube, the Predator measured 91 degrees Fahrenheit on the bottom, 89 degrees between the G and H keys and 79 degrees on the touchpad, all well below our 95-degree comfort threshold. The 720p webcam on the Predator takes stark photos, so consider your lighting before snapping any headshots or, better yet, invest in an external webcam. Thankfully, Acer didn't load down the Predator with as much bloatware as it tends to on its consumer notebooks. The only significant junk the company added is the Acer Collection, a storefront promotion of free and paid content from partners, and the game World of Warships. The rest of the bloatware is stuff you find in every Windows 10 laptop, such as Keeper, Candy Crush Soda Saga, Bubble Witch 3 Saga, March of Empires, War of Lords, Twitter, Drawboard PDF and Minecraft, Windows 10 Edition. The 17-inch Acer Predator Helios 300 is an easily upgradable gaming laptop with a bright screen and strong performance, thanks to its overclockable GTX 1060 GPU.